22 years have passed since the EDSA revolution, when the Filipino people joined hands and formed a peaceful, powerful movement for change in society, for change in leadership, and a democratic way of governance. 22 years have passed, but what has actually changed? The majority of Filipinos still live in poverty and suffer in a political system where they are abused, then set aside and forgotten until the next election. Less than 500 families occupy almost all levels of government in the country, promoting a political culture of greed, corruption, and dishonesty. Today's politics has become indistinguishable from the conduct of doing business, and much of business has become indistinguishable from the conduct of politics. Nothing has changed. We have sunk deeply into a system where the powerful maintain their influence with money, violence, and bribery, supported by political dynasties and media hype. Many have lost hope in the political system and have become apathetic. The common man no longer cares who comes into office, because they know that while the names change, the oppressive politics remains the same. Is this a time for real change? Is now the time for us to really change? The answer is yes. But how? The how is in you and the Ang Kapatiran Party. The Ang Kapatiran Party, a COMELEC-registered national political party, stands on a platform with clear and specific policy objectives, all aiming for the common good and promoting the politics of virtue, duty, good citizenship, transparency, and public accountability. The Ang Kapatiran Party learned from its experience in the 2007 elections that the party platform attracts principled voters and reform-hungry citizens. In spite of meager funding and campaigning within the prescribed time, and despite being new and unknown as politicians, Kapatiran senatoriables generated an average of 700,000 votes each. The Ang Kapatiran Party's principled platform politics empowered the people to vote for them, instead of the traditional personality-based politics, which is a costly way to be elected. In the year 2010, Ang Kapatiran Party will make the difference by educating and seeding principled men and women to get into politics. This is Project MMX. Ang Kapatiran is now identifying and recruiting members for MMX. The objective for MMX is to win at least 2010 councillor positions by focusing on young candidates and voters. The youth as a major voting bloc is very important, as the techno-savvy generation recognizes that private issues result in public troubles. Ang Kapatiran believes that when candidates run for public office, they need not spend for their campaign to get elected. Life savings must not be risked, and no money must come from questionable sources. For MMX to succeed, voters, especially the youth, must realize that they must do their part in raising funds, donating resources, and helping in the education and training of their candidates. They must also help by campaigning through their network of neighbors, friends, and members of civic and lay organizations. When their candidates are elected, these officials will owe favors and be loyal only to their constituents and no one else. The party believes that this is the foundation for genuine political renewal, the only antidote to trapo politics. This is the new people power, a political revolution started by families, small neighborhood groups, barangay leaders, and councilor districts. A movement for political change headed towards the municipal, provincial, and finally, the central government. Ang Kapatiran is searching for young, principle-driven individuals who will stand up and do what is right to help the country to look forward to a brighter tomorrow. They will be trained in Ang Kapatiran party beliefs, principles, and platform, public speaking, policy studies, effective leadership, election law, and others. Follow-up training will also be given after the candidates win to prepare for their work as counselors. MMX seeks partnerships with institutions and organizations who believe in the Ang Kapatiran MMX goals. The Ateneo School of Government has partnered with Ang Kapatiran by helping develop a syllabus for new entrants into politics with lessons in winning an election. Many other institutions, as well as regional sponsors and anonymous donors, have also given their intention to support. About 200 municipalities and cities, and hopefully more, are expected to generate MMX applicant candidates. MMX is laying groundwork with institutions and schools all over the country to conduct comprehensive MMX training and immersion programs. Local Kapatiran chapters will recruit members and supporters for the MMX campaigns, beginning with Kababata peer groups. This group, which can be comprised of people like the candidates' friends and former schoolmates, will be the beginning of the future candidates' support network, helping with local fundraising, manpower, and resources. MMX supporters who wish to help in the efforts have the option to choose where his support goes or which area he wishes to fund. Partners who prefer supporting regional and national MMX initiatives are also encouraged. MMX and Kapatiran welcomes any help it can get. We need your help. The Ang Kapatiran platform politics is changing the rules of the game. There must be a new passage into politics, and there are still many young and caring citizens who truly care for the country, willing to risk their lives for the future Filipino. They will see in Kapatiran a new passport for a new Philippines. Ang Kapatiran invites you to help and be part of the change that our country so urgently needs. Be one of us and support the program MMX as a sponsor, donor, volunteer, candidate, and most importantly, as a principled voter evangelizing other voters. Be part of the rebuilding of a new political culture, one that is built on a strong foundation of service, peace, morality, good citizenship, and faith in God.